number 12, the final war of the season. We have a rematch against GT40, and today I'm bringing in a team of Tigra, Kitty and Doctor Doom. I'm taking path 5 in both sections, Peni on Power Snack, Tigra on Footloose, Invisible Woman on that shared fight, and a Bishop on Stunning Reflection. Up first we have this America Chavez, and like always I'm gonna be using Kitty Pride for her. At this point in the season we absolutely had to win this war so that we would end up in the top 10 of Masters. So you're gonna see me max boosting for every fight. My plan here for this fight is to build up to 20 prowess, remove the protection by landing a heavy attack and then nuking her down with my special too. I don't extra specials so that I don't trigger the global. Here I wanted to knock her down, to remove the protection, get some distance and then dash at her to trigger the phasing before throwing my special 2. Unfortunately she threw her special 1, which ended up pushing me to my special 3. It cost some time, but the fight is over anyways. I had our backup give me energy for section 1 so I could take my fights in a single set of boosts. And then we have this Kraven on Ebb and Flow knockdown and heavy hitter. I've taken this fight before, it's not really a difficult kitty fight. I'm gonna take this fight slow and steady, baiting only his special 2s and not using my specials so that I can keep my prowess. That way I can keep my unblockable for the whole fight. Since I can't really punish his heavies, the unblockable is the easiest and safest way to get my openings. I only bait his special 2s because only his special 1 places the traps. Here is another way to use Kitty's phasing. When the opponent is cornered, you can dash at them and throw your heavy straight after your medium. As long as they don't have power, they can't get out of it. Then we have another Peni on Power Snack. I'm using Kitty with the White Magneto pre-fight, as I have done in the previous 2 wars. I really wouldn't need the invulnerability boost for this, but since this is the last war of the season and we really need to win it, I'm going all out with the boosts. And just as before, the plan is to build up to 10 or more prowess as soon as possible to get that unblockable. I accidentally faced 2 hits of her special 1, which made me drop below 10 prowess. But even without the unblockable, if Peni auto blocks, it doesn't really do anything. You only lose power, but you don't take any damage while facing. At this point the fight is basically over, but I'm gonna play it safe and just not throw my special yet. Honestly though, Kitty is so good, you can use her basically anywhere. I went ahead and took off my recoil masteries for the next two fights. Next up I have this Tigra on the Footloose node, and this fight is the reason I brought Doctor Doom in this war. I'm a little nervous about this because I haven't used Doom in war in a very long time. All I really need to do here is make sure that I have a stagger up when she goes for her specials. However, I was not expecting the stagger to nullify her unblockable instead of the unstoppable buff. That made things a little bit more interesting. I throw my special one here into her block, hoping to nullify her buffs, but she evades it. And now I'm cornered against Tigra, which is really not something you wanna do. I switch my plan here and stop going for the heavies and use my special one instead. So instead of baiting her specials and nullifying the buffs with staggers, I try to keep her power down with a power steal while having the aura up. The incinerates for my special 2 will finish the fight. And Tigra decides to give me a slap at the end for using Doom instead of her. Sensing some jealousy there, but I will be using Tigra for the Sersi next. Okay, Sersi on Ebb and Flow Intercept. This one shouldn't be any different from any other Sersis I have taken this season. The game plan is the same as usual. I parry her at the start and hit her to trigger the neutralize. That way she cannot gain her glancing or transmutation buffs. After that I bait her heavies and punish them with mine to stack up my rupture debuffs and gain power. As for the spacing, on her special one, you wanna dex her first hit, dash at her as soon as you can, and then duck the second hit. Didn't even need to remove the protection there. Now we have a Killmonger on Ebb and Flow Intercept. I will be using Kitty Pryde, and I also put on my recoil masteries for my remaining fights. The main method I'm gonna be using for gaining prowess in this fight is intercepting, mostly because Killmonger has extra critical resistance. Also, the Mighty Charge node makes it a lot more annoying to try to land parries. And now that I'm at 10 prowess, I will be unblockable for the rest of the fight, so the fight is basically over. All I need to do is get to my special 2, get a couple more prowess and throw it. Then we have this invisible woman on Ebb and Flow Intercept, the shared fight, and I'm gonna be using Kitty Pryde for this as well. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I'm running max recoil for these fights. So normally I would be taking 10% from recoil after using my specials, but as Kitty Pryde doesn't take any damage while phasing, all I get is free damage and no health loss. And yeah, there's nothing special about this fight really. And now for my last fight of the season, Bishop on Stunning Reflection with Kitty Pryde. At this point I am still deathless, so I'm a bit nervous about this fight. It shouldn't be a hard one, since I've taken many bishops with Kitty before and I know how to do the fight. But you know, losing my streak would be very devastating at this point. And what a fantastic start. I missed my light intercept because of the fantastic hitboxes this game has, and now I'm fighting an uphill battle. And now I can't crit for some reason. I really need that third prowess, but luckily I managed to get an intercept here, so at least I'm safe for now. Now I'm finally starting to get into the rhythm of the fight, so the rest should go down easy. The fight really did get my heart rate up though. He's not throwing his specials, so I just go for an intercept to finish the fight. I'll go over my season stats in a bit. My group actually ended up beating theirs 1-0, but we ended up losing the war 4-2. So now that we ended up losing this war, we dropped out of the top 10, but after the dockings that happened at the end of the season, we did manage to climb back up. So at the end, losing this war didn't really change anything. As for my season stats, I ended up with a record of 105 attacker kills, 0 deaths, and 6 of them were boss kills. I had 70 attacker kills with Kitty Pryde, 26 with Tigra, 7 with Diablo, 1 with Massacre, and finally 1 with Doom. All 6 of the boss kills were against the Thing boss with Tigra. And that marks the end of season 35, so I'll see you next season.